Hi everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are doing our February Happy Valentine's Day love readings for both couples and singles, astrological signs, all 12. So I am excited to just dive right on in and do this reading for you here. So let's get started. Hello Libras, this is Kim, and I'm doing your February monthly love reading for both couples and singles, and I hope that this message finds you all well. And this is primarily for people who are Virgos, or whether their star or moon sign is Virgo, or you are in love with a Virgo. This video is for you. So let's get started. All right, Spirit. What can we tell our Libra friends about their love life? What are the energies they'll be working with and dealing with through February? What have we got going on for our Libras? Coupled and single. Any other messages, Spirit? Yes. Okay. The first card that jumped was Inner Light. Ooh, let me back that up. That's beautiful. And Radiate, right? I mean, I just had a feeling, Libras, I just had a feeling about you all this month, because even before I went into the reading, I was like, oh, I'm going to feel good about this. Now, not to say that things won't come out in the mix, but just the overall energies that you're working with for February is inner light shining through and radiating through. How beautiful is that? Libras are already some of my most favorite people. There's something very attractive to them in terms of not just sexual. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm sure for many Libras that's the case, but there's something else. They're authentic, they're funny, they're down to earth, but they're also, airy, like the air signs, and so I don't know, there's something magical about a Libra. So I knew it. Inner light radiating through to the outside for everyone who comes into contact with you to see what is your passion, what's stirring your soul. Your soul is kind of pushing through, and you're finally at this beautiful place. Maybe some of you find yourselves traveling in the month of February. Maybe some of you are finding that all your beautiful work that you were doing at your job pays off and you get promoted, or you get a great performance review, perhaps, in your job. Perhaps since we're talking about love, of course, this is a love reading, but I'm just giving you some different examples that it could be. Now, in the love arena, your inner light, if you're in a coupled situation, is illuminated. Like your partner who you're with right now in this moment, whether you're married or in a committed relationship, is just beautiful and golden. They bring it out in you, and you in turn like shining your inner light. Like you don't have anything to hide. You follow your passions, and they see this and they love that about you. It's causing so much brightness that people cannot help but be attracted to that. So your partner is very much attracted to you for this month, for that. And for our singled Libras, the same thing. The inner light is shining through. I don't know what you did or what you were doing in the past few months to get here, but all of that work that you did is paying off, because we show throughout the month that it's going to be a beautiful, radiant month full of love, full of support, full of laughter and joy. And that's awesome. Okay, so we're looking at Libra, coupled and single. What are the things we should look out for in the month of February in love? Nice, okay. We have the Hanged Man, Libra. Okay, and then we have the Eight of Shields or Eight of Pentacles. Sorry for the glare. Okay. So we have the Hanged Man. And look at this image for a minute. Look how the hangman is vined up by the vines from the tree. And then the roots you see. But you see like the man is almost blending into the tree. And then these lights are beaming from the head and going into the root system. And that tells me that they're leading into this month of February, maybe in January, you had a sense of pulling back, gaining a new perspective about life and love. And as a result, it has improved your love situation for February and beyond. And for some of you, you may be entering this period where you're in a reflective mode, where you're like, ooh, you know what? I need to kind of look at things from a different light. Maybe I was a little down on my partner and a little down about how, you know, they're contributing to the relationship. But now I'm looking at it like, wow, okay, I'm seeing it from their perspective, or I'm seeing, oh, this is why they can't do X, Y, and Z. Gaining some perspective. For our single folks, it was gaining perspective on being single, for example. For a long time, you probably were railing against it, not going with the flow. And now you're at a period where you're going with the flow. You're relaxing, you're hanging back, you're gaining a new perspective, and it's shifting things in your life, in your love life, and in the rest of your life. And then we have the Eight of Shields, and you show this man in a boat. It's a little misleading with the water. I love this deck, but it's a little misleading because it's a Pentacles. But this guy is on the sea in a boat, and he's working. He's a cobbler. He's working on the shoe, and she's standing there, I would presume, patiently waiting. Well, that could be what could be going on, like with you, Libra. Perhaps you are working diligently, hard at something, and your partner is patiently waiting for you to shine your beautiful light onto them so they can bask in your light and your attention. So just be mindful of that if you're in a partnership, is that it's so easy to get caught up in our passions in life and our pursuits and our friends and everything. But if you're in a relationship, try to make it a priority to spend some time focusing on the relationship, in each other. It doesn't have to be some elaborate thing, but don't get so caught up into work. Think about, how that might be impacting other people in your life. And on the other hand, if this is you looking at a partner who's doing that, Libra, like if it's your partner who's the workaholic in the situation, first of all, I always say and advise, have compassion. Understand where it's coming from a good place. But just like with any kind of addiction, we can be addicted to working too hard, and it will distract. But I get the sense that many of you have already understood this, and this might be what is this speaking of, about the hangman having a new perspective on your work-life balance. And in turn, it's allowing in February for your inner light to radiate. So powerful, so beautiful, beautiful guidance. So, singles, just again, be mindful of how you're perceiving things. Take a moment to take a step back, and also watch your workaholic tendencies. It's nice to gain some money for sure. It's nice to make sure you're financially secure, but you also have to have some time to rest, some time to play, some time to date, some time to get to know your friends a little deeper. It's just, there's times for that. So yeah, I think that's quite interesting. All right, so we are looking at outside and inside influences possibly impacting Libras in February, and that's impacting their love life in a positive or negative way, depending on how you want to look at it. Spirit, what do you have to tell us about that? What do you have to tell us about Libra? Couple, single. Oh, I love when that happens. Anyone anymore? I'm going to do a countdown. 3. Okay. We're going to stop at 2. Okay. This is cool. Right. Look at this. Changing your mind. And isn't that what I'm talking about? The Hanged Man having a new, different perspective, looking at things from, like, he's looking at things from an upside down perspective. That that new perspective is growing roots and taking root and you know, causing positive growth, you know, if you will. So change your mind. You will be at a point where you're changing your mind. I'm going to read the guidebook on this because I think that's so, like, I love when the cards do this. And then moving. Some of you will actually really be moving. And maybe you're moving away from a partner. Maybe you're moving closer to a partner. You know, for some of our single people who are embarking on new relationships, this could be Libra who are in relationships or committed relationships, actually moving house, moving across the city, moving across the country or the world. So of course that impacts the relationship. So what we'll do is we'll just take a couple of excerpts from the guidebook, but I thought that's so interesting. And moving and changing your mind, we'll see what that says, but moving can definitely bring about radiance, right? You know, when you move, you have a new place, you have a new way of living, and that in and of itself can be exciting. I've moved a lot in my life, and I have to say, it's a pain in the ass to actually move, but once you get to your new spot, you're like, ah, this is nice, I like it. I think I'll stay here a while. Changing your mind. I don't even know if I've ever seen this card before. This is an oracle, the Butterfly Oracle cards for Life Changes by Doreen Virtue. This is Dear Heart Oracle by Penart. And this is the Celtic Tarot. And that is by Christopher Hughes, illustrated by Chris Down. Don't know why I felt like doing that, but I just did. This card means that you've changed your mind about a previous decision and you're struggling with the possible repercussions. Ooh. Maybe you're worried about what other people may think or whether you or another will suffer consequences due to your second thoughts. You know more now than when you made your original decision. Perhaps you could have uncovered this information with a little more investigation. Nonetheless, the circumstances unfolded as they did for a higher purpose. Learn from your former actions so that in the future, you take your time doing research prior to making decisions. In the meantime, know that changing one's mind is an option for us all. Additional meanings: leaving a relationship, regretting a purchase, quitting a job, deciding not to accept an offer, staying home rather than attending an event. And all of those could be impacting the Libra, you know, for the month of February. Single or couple, right? Leaving a relationship, changing your mind about a relationship could definitely shift things in a positive way, especially if it was a relationship bringing you down and you ended it this month. You're like, I'm done with this. 2018 is something new. I'm changing my mind about you. And then you radiate your inner light because now you can actually just focus on you and not your hectic ass relationship. And then, you know, staying home rather than attending events. Some things are just meant to be. And then we have moving. So we'll just read a little bit about moving, but that is pretty self-explanatory. This card indicates that you are moving or just moved into a new home. This is a huge change affecting every part of your life. On the other hand, on the one hand, it is a wonderful way to clear the energy and start anew. On the other hand, the upheaval can be very disruptive. This card acknowledges how much your current or impending move affects you. With this relocation, self-care becomes even more important. Take time to rest instead of rushing to get everything immediately completed. Keep up your normal routines of exercise and healthful eating. You need your strength and energy for this move, and during the adjustment period as well. Self-care also includes exploring your new neighborhood and making new friends. Additional meanings: changing your workplace, redecorating or remodeling, a second home or vacation, moving your body through a new exercise program, an emotionally moving experience. And I get the sense that the emotional moving experience is something for sure going to happen in February, which is definitely going to ignite something inside of you. And you're going to be like, wow, I really love this person. And maybe it's a revelation about, you know, it's shifting, moving emotions towards a positive thing, which is why you have positive, you know, cards that tend to be positive. That would tell me that actually, yeah, perhaps you were changing your mind about someone, you know, maybe single ones, for example. You're changing your mind about a particular person, and now you're open to the possibility of dating them. And you're going to move forward, right? You're going to move forward on this changing of your mind, and beautiful things are going to blossom. Okay? Okay, we're going to look at the sexual essential energies for Libra, couple and singles for February. Jumping cards, please. Any other messages? Interesting. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. And then we have the Two of Cups. Okay, so Five of Pentacles typically deals with feeling like an outsider. Like if you look closely, there's this person here, and they're with this woman, and it's cracked and like drought. You know, there's like cracked sand here. I don't know. I can't even talk. It's late. And up here is like a beautiful oasis of like, it looks like a waterfall, and so they're thirsty. So perhaps in the beginning of the month, you may come across, if you're in a relationship to your partner, is a little thirsty, like a little desperate for attention, and it may even turn off your partner. And it's an interesting dynamic with, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, that dynamic just kind of happens where one person is always kind of slightly chasing the other. That's the ideal relationship, honestly. You don't want both where you're kind of like, I could do either or, nor do you want someone all like in and like constantly doing all the chasing. That gets weird. But there's always going to be usually someone who's doing a little bit more. Well, you may be coming off as thirsty to your partner. That dynamic is not going to work for you in terms of trying to get more intimate with your partner. And also for singles, don't come off as thirsty either. Don't come off as like looking out and trying, like, you know, trying to, I don't know how to put this. When you're dating, don't just wear your heart on your sleeve with potential people or partners or whatever. And also don't feel that way. Don't feel like, oh, you know, I have to kind of show everything and do everything. And no matter what, this person's still not going to necessarily be feeling me. That vibe is like, it just goes out to the person that you're dating, and it can turn them off. So I get a sense that you will get a sense of that with your partner when they kind of recoil back from you and kind of pull back a little, and you're gonna be like, what the hell is going on? But then something's gonna click. You're gonna have a new perspective, hangman, change your mind, and then something beautiful happens towards mid-month, and then carrying on through the rest of the month with the Two of Cups. And this shows that you will finally get it. Like, you know, I'm going to go and follow my own passions. My partner's getting tired of me being all up underneath them. Fine. I'm going to go do something else. And I'm going to let my inner light shine through. And then your partner's going to be like, whoa, what about me? And then it's going to right the balance, if that makes any sense. And then for our single Libras, they're going to be able, for some of them, are going to be actually like physically hooking up with someone and like having a very like racy kind of new beginning with someone, and that's cool. And then for those who don't have anyone right now in the mix, that doesn't mean anything. There's still flirtations that are going to be happening for you. In turn, that's going to make you feel all sexy, and you'll be okay, if you know what I mean, in the bedroom, taking care of yourself just fine. But you will be having flirtatious moments. There will be a lot of flirtatious moments from the mid to the late part of February. But in the beginning, there's going to be some thirstiness coming off. Or with the thirstiness coming off, I get that it could also be someone doing it towards Libras. It could also be that your partner is being like that, and how you deal with that is, again, you kind of just do like what a person would do if the shoe was on the other foot, which is, I'm going to kind of pull back and do my own thing and see if my partner does it. Now, if you have some balls about yourself, then you will tell your partner, hey, why don't you go do X, Y, and Z? Because I feel like this. I feel like we're, going to start smothering each other, or whatever the case may be. Be honest with them. Be honest, because it'll help you hurry up and get to the Two of Cups moments. And that's where the radiating of love is coming through. It's quite interesting advice from Spirit. All right, Spirit, please give us some advice for Libra. So we have, you deserve love. You are lovable. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And here's some advice for you. Okay? We're going to, because this is an oracle and not tarot, I'm going to just take a look at the guidebook. Okay. If you've had harsh life experiences, you may have blamed yourself and felt unworthy of receiving affection. This card is a reassurance that you deserve it. You deserve love. You're a beautiful being of God's pure love and light, no matter what any person has said or done to you, and no matter what happened in the past. The more you affirm, I am lovable, I am loved, I am loving, the more this experience comes true for you. Affirmations help you believe spiritual truths at a deep unconscious level. This in turn allows you to attract loving people, relationships, and circumstances, and you definitely deserve that. All right, let's look at deception. Okay, this card is a loving nudge for you to be aware of deception within a relationship. This could involve something mild, such as a run-of-the-mill politeness, where your partner is afraid of offending you by sharing true feelings. Oh my God, that's so crazy. That's what the thirstiness is coming in. Perhaps you're the one wearing the mask because you aren't disclosing something to your partner. Deep down, you know what this card pertains to. The romance angels are trying to protect your heart. Please say this invocation either silently or aloud. Romance angels, I ask that you give me very clear guidance that I can easily notice and understand, to reveal the truth about this situation to my conscious awareness. Then, notice and trust the signs that follow. This card is also a reminder to you about the importance of being genuine with your partner. Although discussing your true feelings may be uncomfortable, it will improve your relationship on many levels, right? Didn't I say that? Be real. Your partner, if the shoe was on the other foot, I get a sense your partner wouldn't be as real as you are about to be if you're in this situation. You can trust and believe that, but it's imperative. And that's what takes your relationship to the deepest level. You know, it's just, it's important. And you can still say how you feel very respectfully, very lovingly, as if you were giving news to your best friend. You know, it's all good. It's all for the greater good of your relationship, really. And you'll see that, because I feel like you will get that. You're going to get this perspective, well, after you watch this video, of course, and you're going to start mulling over that in your own relationships, whether you're single or in a committed relationship. You're going to start saying, you know, where can I be a little more genuine in my relationship, a little more honest and authentic, and keeping it real, but loving and respectful? It's deep. It takes the communication to a whole new level between the two of you. Okay, Spirit, where can healing take place? Or how? Oh. All right, well, we're just going to go with that. I was just going to ask, but Spirit jumped right on into it. Self-love. And that's what we have been talking about, really, right? Self-love. Self-love here. Before I even take a gander at the book, we see her looking up at the heavens, and she's receiving the light, or perhaps she's shining her light. And when you come to a place of where you're able to be truly genuine and authentic and on every level with every person, including your partner or the people you date or encounter, it just changes everything about your love life. It really does. Only the realist is going to be around you. Only the people who have your best interests at heart will be coming around or allowed to enter your space. Self-love is super paramount, because it is how others will follow the blueprint that you leave behind. When you show, I love myself, I'm going to be genuine, I'm going to be authentic, I'm going to be real, I'm going to pursue my inner path, my passions, all of it. And in the end, what comes is me shining my light so bright that others want to follow like me and shine their light so bright too. Which is why, well, this is the why, right? The whole why. Love, love, love. And where in your life can you infuse more self-love? Think about that. Because, yeah, this is a romance reading, but you're not going to, this is advice for everyone. You're not going to get very far with a solid relationship if your self-love tank is low. Take time out to get to know yourself and what works for you in this particular cycle of your life. Some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism, which leads to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Have you been trying to compete with others, get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? That's the Eight of Pentacles. If so, you need to soften and start listening to your body. Focus on keeping your heart open and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. This card beckons you to breathe love in and out every moment of the day. Ask yourself, what changes do I need to make in my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? Choose to open your heart through softness, deep breathing, relaxation, movement, finding beauty in nature, in your home, in your pain, in your love, in your sadness, in prayer. Keep your heart open even though it makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. Wow. It's a powerful message, a powerful way to implement changing a few things. Your perspective is going to change. You're going to change your mind. Things are going to happen. But this is telling you how to get there. So watch this video a lot if you need to. Just keep pausing it and taking it in and taking notes, because I feel like this year for you, Libras, is going to be powerful in terms of love. There's going to be big changes and shifts inside of you, big growths, like big leaps in growth for you in terms of connecting with your partner, in terms of connecting with yourself, and then being led to a beautiful relationship. You know what I mean? It's just all good this month. I mean, there's some things to work on, but this is not heavy duty stuff. This is, I don't know. This could be worked on. All right, let's give our Libra friends some final words here about their love life, or about their life in general, because sometimes I just feel like spilling the tea on that as well. All right, what do we have going on for our Libra friends? Couple or single? What message do you want to say, Spirit? Sorry guys, I like the jumping cards because I feel like it's not all me that's making them jump or making them come. It's just Spirit. Okay, here we go. This is what we're leaving you with. The shadow. Many of you dealt with shadow aspects maybe in late January or January, and then going into a little bit of February, the thirsty moments, and you analyzing probably why you were doing that. And then as you go through, you start to change. You have a change of mind. Your old thoughts die, and something is coming to life here. Your new love life is coming to life here. Your new connection with your partner. Things are changing for the better. Things are getting shinier and brighter. You become bold in February. You become bold, confident enough to keep it real with your partner, confident enough to keep it real with the people you date, you know, and then you still keeping your interests, you striking a balance boldly in your work-life balance. You take bold steps to gaining that and realizing that is an important, very important goal to have and to achieve. It's most important if you are to have a successful and loving relationship. So that's wonderful. And then like magic, things just unfold and you are center stage. You are shining. You're the shining star in your own movie, Libras. You know, it's just all the work that you did to improve yourself and to, if you're in a relationship, to improve your relationship, like magic transforms, and you and your partner are better for it, and you guys are connecting and vibing, and it's going to be a fantastic February, and it's going to end beautifully. It's going to end beautifully. I feel like these cards speak to the overall progression of the month for you. It's beautiful. Quite beautiful. All right, Libras. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you lots of love. And until the next time, bye.